Last week's game versus Central Washington did not go as the Jacks had planned. They had one loss on their record, and they felt that loss on the solemn 13-hour direct bus ride home from Central Washington. The thing about a loss is that it offers two options. One can be complacent about the loss, or one can use the loss as a catalyst for growth. This was homecoming week, and the Jacks were coming home with something to prove. Under the direction of Coach Smith, this week was focused on coming back from a loss, while simultaneously putting on a show for the school and alumni during the homecoming week. Humbled by last week's game, the practice this week was electric. The players were giddy with excitement, doing their jobs to prepare for Azusa Pacific. For those watching who do not understand why Humboldt is playing Azusa again after they've already beat them in the home opener, let me explain. The GNAC, or Great Northwest Athletic Conference, is a small conference consisting of only 5 teams for football: Humboldt State, Azusa Pacific, Western Oregon, Central Washington, and Simon Fraser, thus making every team play each other twice to ensure they've met the quota for the season. Having played all the conference teams once, Humboldt now will play each conference team again in the latter part of the season. This week was the first conference team that Humboldt played for the second time, Azusa Pacific. This week was also homecoming. The team had their traditional Friday practice, where they tuned up the offense, defense, and special teams. They also tuned up their handshakes.
How you do it?
Too rough with it.
Not too rough.
You gotta be smooth with it.
Okay.
Keep me way high.
Hey, loosen up. Loosen up. Yeah. Loosen up. You gotta just breathe. You gotta. In. Now come out.
It was off the scale. I was just trying. I was going hard for the gang.
And just walk up. So I'm a.
This dude was like,
Oh. And I'm going.
okay.
Practice had extra significance on Friday due to the hordes of alumni who watched as the 2017 team prepared for the homecoming game. After practice, the team met and Coach Smith invited the alumni to meet with the rest of the team. Here, Coach Smith thanked the alumni for their unyielding support of Lumberjack football and introduced key people to the alumni.
Guys, it is great to have so many alumni back for this. One thing I learned coming to Humboldt State 10 years ago was the importance of homecoming. All right, back in 2008, 2009, when we weren't very good, homecoming was still a very, very important day on the calendar. All right, and as we've improved as a program, I think homecoming has improved. I think the tailgating, all right, and the desire of alums, regardless of when you play, to come back and share in that one day, that one game, is been a lot of fun. And now obviously with everything that's going on now, there's even added meaning, right? To be back here, even added meaning to share this experience. So these 5 were voted on by their teammates to serve in that leadership, so important leadership role of team captain. They have done a great job in that role, will continue to do a great job. Coach Sachs, Coach Barry Sachs. Coach Sachs was selected today to give a motivational talk to our women's soccer team. The women's soccer team has kind of adopted him for whatever reason. They all signed the poster for him. It's in his office. And I'd be remiss if I did not recognize Drew Peterson. Talk about a guy that bleeds green and gold. It's that guy right there. And certainly if we've been able to have the success that we've been able to have, it's in large part due to his commitment, the lessons that you learn through the game of football, that all of you can attest to, I know, all right, and that these players are learning today and as we go through this, are lessons that are so critically valuable to whatever it is you choose to do and whatever path life will take you. We will take the field tomorrow night with a tremendous amount of pride for what it says across the front of our jersey and for the people that came before us. that we want to make proud in our performance. All right? Make proud in our performance. Oh, so fight, fight, fight and win for Humboldt State.
After the meeting, a few alums shared their Humboldt State experiences.
But if you're a senior, this is what they gave you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The experience is invaluable. As a player here, as an offensive lineman from 2003 to 2007, they being able to come back and coach on the staff. Homecoming is very sentimental, so to speak. I mean,
We played on this field behind me. It was dirt and mud with a big mound in the middle, and teams used to hate to come here because the lights weren't very good, the fog rolled in, and the Jacks rolled over them.
Normally, the team would be done with the day, at home, eating dinner with their family and friends. But this was homecoming week, and they were fired up.
You know you like that. 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 See how
Look, we got a good team coming in, but that's cool. We a good Humboldt Jacks football team. Yeah! Need the student section rocking. Want the student section to turn up.
I want to see every one of you guys there. You know why? And we're gonna pack that ball. Yeah! Let's get a Jacks on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Game day is extra special on homecoming. The tailgate especially gets an added touch of fun when the team does their homecoming walkthrough. It was a perfect day for football, and the fans were fired up to say the least.
Jacks,
Go Jacks, baby! All day! Lumberjack! King ding-a-ling in full effect! Jacks in the house! We go all day! Axes and haxes all day long!
you know you like that. 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 You know you like that.
The team leapt into the game with the expected homecoming energy, but quickly they were shocked by 2 Azusa Pacific touchdowns. In the blink of an eye, the Jacks were down, and the magical homecoming game seemed like an illusion. But the Jacks came back, scoring a few touchdowns, only to be matched by Azusa Pacific's offense.
1 effort is good. 36 seconds left in the first half. Azusa Pacific 35, Humboldt State 14.
A Lumberjack victory seemed to get slimmer and slimmer until a play that would revitalize the Jacks happened.
Gardner from the 9.
Going into the half, the Jacks were still down, but full of hope from Jaquan's last-second kickoff return. The Jacks game planned the second half. Coach Smith spoke his mind, and the players took it to heart.
Accept the challenge. We quit beating ourselves. They will kick from the 20. Excuse me, we'll kick from the 20. All right? Again, another hole that we have put ourselves into. Well, we got to respond. You got to respond. Start challenging and have confidence in who you are. Have confidence in your ability. And whatever it takes, get it done.
Coming out of the gate, the Jacks defense forced a 3-and-out and set up the offense to do its magic. APU countered once again, maintaining their comfortable lead. But the Jacks did not take Azusa's lead sitting down. They kept driving down the field and capped it off with another Jaquan touchdown run. The tide was shifting, but the Jacks were still down until Davion Johnson intercepted the ball on the goal line. This is when the momentum of the game shifted heavily towards the Jacks. It was the fourth quarter, and the Jacks were down, but they had momentum and the fans behind them. They kept marching down the field, until they tied the game at 42-all. Defense came in crucial once again through Pat Marzette's goal line interception. Running off the interception's momentum, Humboldt marched down and scored with none other than Jaquan Gardner. For the first time all game, Humboldt was up 49-42, but Azusa was far from done. They themselves found late-minute offensive fortitude and tied up the game 49-all. Then came the decision. It was 4th down, and Coach Smith had to decide whether to go for it or kick a field goal. Coach Smith placed his trust in Jose Morales, and they went for the 47-yard field goal. The Jacks were now up 52-49 with less than a minute left in the game. Despite everything, the game came down to one last play.
I lost my helmet! Instant classics, man. Instant classics. Whoa, you know how we do it, Quinn. Going for the Jacks, baby. Let's go, Jack. Whoa, we never stop fighting. Yes.
The Jacks won in front of a sold-out homecoming crowd, carried on the precedent of excellence that the alumni have set for many years, and proved that they can come back from behind. To say the least, the Jacks will continue to drive on.
You know you like that. You know you like that.